Hey there, welcome to day 5 of our Get Up and Go challenge. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, taking a sip of my cup of happy. Yesterday, we talked about the 7 key areas of our life, right? Physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, relationships, and contribution. Do not have iPhone products, obviously, or you would not be seeing these backwards. Don't let that deter you. If you want, say in the comments below, and I will put these in some kind of a worksheet form, because we're going to work with these throughout the course of these 30-day challenges. Why? Because they're all the areas and aspects of our life, so we couldn't not deal with them if we wanted to. Somehow they are in our life all the time, every day. So yesterday we said, what are the top 3? We looked at them. We just had a quick overview of what each area is and what it sort of entails, and then we said, okay, we asked ourselves, what are the top 3 for you? I did my homework and I picked physical, relationships, and financial, not in any particular order, but I thought of all these areas, what areas feel the most important to me? What are my top priorities? And then I ranked all of them, and it doesn't matter what the ranking is, right? Because it changes over time. I even dated it because I know it changes over time. So for example, I put physical 1, mental 4, emotional 5th, spiritual 6th, financial 3rd, relationships 2nd, and contribution 7. So I just gave them a rank 1 through 7. What is the most important to me right now? That was yesterday's challenge. Now, ranking them, prioritizing them is important, but I also need to look at how do I rate them? What I've learned over many years in life is the things that we measure are actually the things we pay attention to. They're the things that matter to us. So if I can find a way to measure each of these areas or aspects of my life, that means I'm at least paying some attention to them, because I'm analyzing them and I'm giving them a rating, a number. I just use a really simple scale from 1 to 10. You can use whatever you want. If you want to create super duper complicated systems for yourself, go ahead, Google it. More power to you. I am learning the older I get. I want to measure things, but I also want to keep things simple. So scale of 1 to 10, how do I see my life right now, right this very instant? It's like taking a snapshot. Each of these activities that we're doing, each of these tools we're using, and we're going to talk through a different tool every day, are just a snapshot. And what we want to really look at, if we're using a measure to check our progress, check how we're really doing over time, is we look at these measures over periods of time. We do a periodic review. So today, day 5 of the 30-day October Get Up and Go challenge, we are going to each rate how we feel, how we think, how we react, how we respond. It's subjective. It only matters to us. You're doing your ratings for each of these areas of your life. Nobody else will have to see them unless you want to share them. Nobody else knows. To be honest, nobody else cares. I know it's really hard to believe that no one else cares how we feel about ourselves physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially, with respect to our relationships, or with respect to the contribution on the planet. You know why? Because they're all more worried about their own lives, their own ratings, how they feel about each of these areas in their own life. So today we ran through the areas, and again, you decide what's included in each of these categories, right? And is there crossover? Absolutely, positively. Always has been, always will be. But these are the key aspects of our life. So today, scale of 1 to 10, 1 being, oh my God, I'm in deep doo-doo because this area is really sucking in my life right now. 2, 10, I'm already awesome. This area, I can't imagine it being any better in my life right now. So we're going to rate our physical well-being. Overall, physically, how do you think, feel, believe, respond? How much energy do you have with respect to your physical well-being on a scale of 1 to 10? How would you rate it? Now, I'm going to show you what I rated myself in April, because I actually did this for the first time through the Get Up and Go challenge in the month of April. And these are the things I rated myself in the month of April. Now, I'm going to do this again today because I do not feel the same way about these areas and aspects of my life as I gave them here. Some have gone down, some have gone up, because of just what's been going on in my life in different areas and aspects. And I have rater prejudice, so chances are the first time I did this with an audience in front of everybody else, I want to look better than I might have actually felt. My physical well-being, it might have been about a 2 or a 3 to how I felt about it, but I wasn't going to say that the first time I did this. So I figured it's about average. And if I'm cheating and comparing myself to other people, I would say I'm definitely in the average zone. I'm not below, I'm not above, but just physically for my age, I'm 60, I've had massive health challenges. I would say I'm about average. Now, I'm going to do this homework right along with you today, and that means I'm going to make a little graph with these numbers, and I've actually already created it, and if you want, I'll take a snapshot of it and put it in the comments. I've created this little graph that I'm going to put my ratings in. So physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, relationships, and contribution. I'm going to give myself a score 1 through 10. How do I feel? And I dated it October 5th because I want to know that it's just how I feel about it today. Now, maybe I had a bad day. Maybe I woke up with a headache. Maybe I woke up with a migraine. And so physically I feel like a 2 or a 3. It doesn't mean tomorrow I won't be back to a 5 or a 6. It means that today this is a snapshot of how I felt. And just like anything else, I want to look at it over time. If it's staying at a 3 to 5, I know that I want to work on that area of my life. I know I need to give it more attention because it's got the low number. Now, I don't know about you, but I tend to, when I decide and prioritize what I'm going to spend my time and energy on, I tend to pick and look at the area and the aspect of my life that has the lowest score because that's the one I want to make the most improvement in. That's the one I want to prioritize and work on. Now, it doesn't work that way for everybody. Maybe you are a 7 or an 8 or a 9 in an area and you want to get it to a 10 because that's the most important, highest priority area of your life for you. Then you decide that, even though it's got a high score, that's what you want to work on. It's up to you. You have to decide what's right for you. You have to decide what feels right for you. So today, our action item, our tool today is rating things, measuring things, adding a way to determine if we're making progress toward what we want or away from what we want by assigning a scale, a number, a rating to something. That's our tool. And you can use it for everything. And we'll talk about it and I'll share different examples as we go through the rest of the 30-day challenge of how you can do this. But this is one of the fastest, simplest, easiest ways to pay attention to something is to rate it, give it a number, an objective number based on your own subjective overall belief for yourself about how you're doing in that area of your life. So physically, I gave myself a 5 here, but I haven't done it yet, but I would say I'm probably more like a 4 because in the last couple of months, I've started to have some different physical challenges. I've had some trouble with my knee, which I talked about in a previous challenge, and it's gotten better, but it's still not gone. The end of last year, I had some trouble with my blood pressure, and I actually did a 90-day challenge to get my blood pressure under control so I wouldn't have to take another medication. Now, I messed up my cardiology appointment, so I'm going to have another one on the 9th of this month, and we'll see, I guess that's this week, we'll see if I need to make changes because of that. But there's also some stuff tweaking around and going on with that. So physically, I would say that in April, yeah, I was a 5. When we first started the pandemic, I was a 5, but stuff's happened since April that make me want to say, definitely not a 5 anymore. I'm going a little bit below average. So what do I need to do to turn that around to get me in the direction I want to go? And I don't know what those things are yet. We're going to learn about them during the challenge. But I want to just know what areas are the most important to me. So rate each of these 1 through 10, date it so that when we come back on it, and I know we're going to revisit this again during the 30-day challenge, you can see for yourself if you're making progress in the direction you want to go. You might find that you've got a really high number, say you've done a lot of work in your spiritual growth and your spiritual development, so you've got a really high number there. You may decide that you want to actually spend less time and energy on your spiritual growth and development. Or maybe you've been really, really working on your physical health and your physical development and you're like 8 or 9 or a 10 there. And you decide, hey, I can back off on that. I'm going to continue to do the things I've created as a habit, but I can back off on that so I can pay more attention to my relationships or whatever it is for you. So today, that's it, right? You can do like I did, PMESFRC, if that's easy for you to remember. Otherwise, you can write out the word and just on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being, yeah, I need a ton of work in that area. I'm not doing very well. I'm really hurting. To 10 being, I am awesome. Everything is perfect. Give yourself a number for each one. Share which area for you is the number 1 area now that you want to work on. Not the area you've got the highest number in, not the area you've got the lowest number in. the area you most want to work in. Share that in our comments below under the day 5 homework post or fun work post or play work post or whatever. Under today's post, go ahead and put the area you most want to work on. I want to start there. I want to start where everybody else wants to start, not where I necessarily want to start. That's it. That's our assignment for today. That is our tool for today. That is our lesson for today. Any questions? Hit me up in the comments below. Just every day ask questions, and we will do some Q&A sessions live during this training. All right. Have an awesome day. Enjoy the challenge, and I will be with you tomorrow. Bye. Go rate your life.